Hello and welcome to Unboxing Man's Rafael Escobedo, and let's go ahead and just talk about it. We only have one fight coming up this week that pretty nothing else going on. I think we have some fights on Fox Sports 1 on Thursday, but I'm not too sure what's that about. But the kind of talked about it a little bit in the last video, a little bit too much. Should have done it a little bit on this one, but we'll go ahead and just get at it. It's going to be Chris Algieri versus Amir Khan. And we have here an actually pretty good fight. It's going to be on Spike TV. It's free. It should be an HBO fight. It's not going to be a premium channel, Spike TV. I guess they're trying to compete with the people in UFC and try and get this done. And boost up boxing as one of the popular fighting sports in the United States. It's actually boxing is real popular worldwide. Just the United States somehow UFC kind of overshadows it, but not that much. But this past Saturday there was a pretty good UFC matches though. Before recently they haven't been having that great to compete with boxing. I really don't care about UFC wrestling, holding, which is just like illegal in boxing and it's allowed in there. I can't stand 5 minutes of that around. But let's go ahead and just get back into talking about this match. Amir Khan, talked about in the last video, is the next opponent for Mayweather. Is supposedly, as read, Showtime is saying that's going to be his last match. Most likely the last match was Showtime, but I'm not too sure his last match, his career. If he still wants to make money, he still can, 15, 20 million ain't no chump change. And, especially with that big money he made, most of a lot of it is going to be taxes and paying for all these fees and everything like that. It's probably not going to all hit at once, but it's going to end up adding up. So, if he wants to keep that 100 million, just what's an extra, 15, 20 million. But Amir Khan, he hasn't been fighting. The past year, he probably fought like 2 times. He hasn't been fighting as quite often as he should. One of the things that happened was, his fight with Danny Garcia. He lost that one. He got knocked out, and that kind of put him off pace. Last year he had 2 fights, and he did pretty good. Devin Alexander, he beat him, which is a pretty good opponent for him to have. Didn't really knock him out. I think he also fought Luis Colasso, who before that Luis Colasso knocked out Victor Ortiz, and he became a little bit popular with that. Luis Colasso has been fighting forever. He's probably one of the first one to beat Ricky Hatton, but didn't give him the fight. They went ahead and gave it to Ricky Hatton instead of Colasso, and Luis Colasso is still fighting. He's going to fight Keith Thurman next, Premier Boxing, which is coming back on ESPN, and that should be a good fight. Another good match for Keith Thurman. But Chris Algieri, he's been real popular right now because from New York area, just got through fighting Pacquiao. He lost decision. He didn't get knocked out. He beat Prokhorov, which you see him do the Lucas Matisse fight. Real good fighter. He's a good opponent, you want to say, but he's actually up there top contender. He had belt. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets another belt next fight. Prokhorov. Chris Algieri, he just like I said, he's been fighting between these 2 fighters. He's been fighting good competition the past 2 fights, which is Pacquiao and also Prokhorov. And those 2 fights, Pacquiao and Prokhorov, he got knocked down in the early rounds, which I don't think is going to happen with Amir Khan. And like I said before, Chris Algieri, real smart guy. Looking at his background, he shouldn't be in this level of boxing, but he is. He's pretty smart, takes care of himself. I think he started off with martial arts, MMA. He conquered that, now he wants to go to boxing. And he's doing pretty good at it, And he also has the fight in Brooklyn, the Barclays Center, a good background for them to fight at. Amir Khan has a lot of fans in that area. And also Amir Khan is pretty popular. He's still popular, even though he hasn't been fighting as quite recently. And one of the setbacks is that he always wants to fight Mayweather. And back then, I don't think he actually was the kind of person, especially losing against Danny Garcia. I don't think he was actually the right person to fight. Mayweather. And one of the things is that Mayweather picked Carlos Maidana over Amir Khan, and ended up having 2 fights for that. And And Amir Khan hasn't been fighting until he fought this 2 times this past year, and he did pretty good against Luis Colasso, and he did pretty good against Devin Alexander. He got great amateur experience from the UK. Started off, I think he won silver in the Olympics. I can't remember exactly, silver or bronze. I'm not sure. I don't think he won the gold, but he was a real good up and coming amateur boxer in the UK. Real good boxing skills. Trying to see what else I could say anything, but I'll go ahead and just give out my predictions. Basically, what's going to end up being it's Amir Khan. Actually, I thought Amir Khan was pretty tall, but they say he's a little bit under 5'9". That's what it's got here in BoxRec. And Chris Algieri is 5'10". You already knew he's a pretty tall boxer, so this would be pretty good boxing. Well, I don't know, Chris Algieri, he could fight a little bit all around, but Amir Khan, he's the best way he does, the best results he gets is fighting outside, throwing a lot of combinations, quick straight punches, and if he gets a good couple of combinations going, he could get a knockdown. But with Chris Algieri, I don't think he is. And they're fighting at 147, and Amir Khan already had 2 fights in that weight. Chris Algieri hasn't fought 147, is a little bit heavier, but you see him, he got a lot of, he's pretty tall. And he looks he's able to carry that weight, and see if his power will be able to come out in this fight. He did have some with Proudnikov, but Proudnikov let himself get hit. Amir Khan is a real more skilled fighter. The only problem is with him in the later rounds, he does get tired. He does able to get hit. He does have a questionable chin. He has got knocked down, but the likes of Danny Garcia, which is understandable. If you have a good boxer with some good skills and then a good punch, yeah, you won't be surprised if you get knocked down. And that's what Danny Garcia gave to Amir Khan. And basically the fight's going to be, I think it's going to just go 12 rounds. Amir Khan's going to win it. He shows a little bit more, like I said, more boxing skills outside. He's going to keep it outside, keep those punches straight. Real questionable Chris Algieri, how he carries his weight at 147. He's going to get tired towards the end of the rounds. And with this outcome, I wouldn't be surprised he'll be the next opponent for Mayweather, which is September. And somewhat is big news. It's big news to the fighters because that's Mayweather's last fight. Pretty sure a lot of people still want to watch that. And also Amir Khan, every fighter wants to fight Mayweather because they're going to make money with Mayweather. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Algieri does something and wins the fight. I'm still going for Amir Khan, 12 rounds. But Chris Algieri is real smart. I'm pretty sure he's been fighting some top level. I'm pretty sure he learned something from the Pacquiao fight. And he's also from the Proudnikov fight. But then again, he's not fighting Proudnikov and he's not fighting Pacquiao. He's fighting Amir Khan, he is good, but he's not at the level that Pacquiao. And I want to say Proudnikov because Proudnikov has just been having a lot of great battles, a lot of fights, a lot of ring experience. So that will help Chris Algieri with his experience. The rounds that Proudnikov gave him, and Pacquiao. Went 12 rounds with Pacquiao. Hopefully he learned something from that. He's still young, still able to box. Right now they're using them, and you're gonna keep on seeing him fight fighters up and coming around 147. Chris Algieri, if he does lose against Amir Khan, they're gonna use that as a stepping stone, like a guideline to see where the fighters that are up and coming fighting. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he fights like Keith Thurman next, if he ends up losing. It should be a good match. I think this will be better matches than the ones before. Triple G and Canelo. It's gonna last a little bit longer. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. Like I said before, Chris Algieri gets a tendency to get knocked down in the earlier rounds with Proudnikov and Pacquiao, but I don't see that happen with Amir Khan, which he doesn't have a one-hit punch, but he does throw a lot of combinations. And for that to actually start hurting him, probably be like an 8th, 9th round. If he does get a knockdown or something like that, it'd be to like later rounds when Amir Khan is putting those combinations together. But like I said again, that's pretty much it. Going on boxing. And again, I said again before, Spike TV is free. Friday night, everybody should watch it. Ain't nothing else going on that night. Well, actually, that weekend, there's nothing else going on until next week when you have Cotto fighting Gil, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but and see what happens there. And that's pretty much it. And 50 Cent boxing promotion went bankrupt, filed for bankruptcy. SMS boxing promotion, which only had 3 fighters, which it was Gamboa, Kirkland, and Andre Joel. And all those 3 fighters have been losing. I don't know, how you want to. Gamboa should have been a good one, but he's been laying off so long. He's been real picky who he wants to fight. He jumped so much weight. He's a little guy trying to fight his bigger weight divisions. And you saw what happened with him. He got beat by Crawford, and which Crawford ain't no punk. He's gonna whip some ass, especially if somebody they haven't been fighting for a while. He's just been just relying on his power. And you got James Kirkland that 50 Cent. I don't know what he saw for Kirkland, but I guess he was trying to use that as another stable mate to push, promote. Andre Joel, he would have probably been his best one right now, but he got that loss, and I think he should get a rematch. The guy, he looked good in the beginning rounds, but towards the end, he didn't have nothing. Joel should have did something to him, or he should have not got knocked down 2 times in the first early rounds, and he could have had something right there. But basically, he only lost like $200,000 to $500,000, which is probably nothing to 50 Cent. But they just want to go. They don't. If they have a chance not to lose money, they're gonna do it. They're gonna go ahead and file for bankruptcy. They ain't gonna try to owe anybody any money. Try and pay it off and just start all over again. Which, pretty much it. Then Showtime also announced that supposedly Mayweather's gonna be last fight September, and that's why this fight is right here. It's gonna be something to see how it comes out, because it could be any of these 2 fighters. Could be the only ones that anyone could fight Mayweather, or if they don't look that great, Keith Thurman, who's fighting in July, could be another person. But I'm not sure if Al Heyman want to do that. Keith Thurman is looking real good to be one of his top dogs, and I don't think he'd risk that. But pretty much that's it, man. But just go ahead and subscribe, like, and leave any comments for me. Thank you for Matt Boxing, and thank you for watching.